welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be saying goodbye to the month of July and saying hello to the month of August, the monthly reset for the month of August 2022. In case you're new here, my name is Ciara. I'm a third year PhD student. This is my last month of my third year. So soon to be, very soon to be final year PhD student based in Dublin, Ireland. I also run a business, which is a speech and drama school based in Ireland, and I also have this brand. So a lot of the time I just have to mention that because otherwise this video won't make sense. So basically in this video I'm going to be going through sort of a reflection on how I've been doing this last month, how I've done on my goals for the month of July, and you'll see I didn't do amazingly for the month of July, but that's okay, and you'll see why that's okay. And I'll be doing some goal setting and planning for the month of August. So it's 12:30 on Sunday, July 31st, and my aim is to get this video up at 5 p.m. so good luck to me. That means I need to keep this short, concise, easy to edit, to the point, and yeah, let's get into it. So because I like to do these videos right when I would be doing my monthly reset, which is on this sort of last Sunday of the month, oftentimes I'll put myself in a bit of pressure to get it out early. And so like I could have easily skipped out on a lot of things this morning, but today I'm very glad that I just decided to do my weekly reset before starting this video. So what I did was I got up early, I went to the gym, I did a HIIT session, I did a upper body session as well, did a space reset. So I went through each room of the house, moved whatever was supposed to be somewhere else into the right place, tidied up, did whatever cleaning was needed, did my meal prep. And then I did a little bit of planning, and now I'm just here with you guys, ready to, have that clear head and just enjoy making this video and not feel stressed in the filming process or the editing process, because I know I don't have anything else to do now today until like this evening when I have to make dinner. That's a pretty great feeling. So I definitely recommend start off with whatever reset activities you should do on a weekly basis. If you haven't started building that habit of a weekly reset yet, then I definitely recommend starting that today. So get your space in order, get your sort of head clear before trying to do any, extra steps. So let's do a little check-in of how our goals went for the last month. And I mentioned that I didn't exactly get through a lot of them. So what I use is the 12-week year goal setting method, which basically means that I'm currently in a focus mode working on goals for the next 12 weeks. And those goals are in the round the PhD. It's to work on a big area of research, which is prediction and feature engineering. And actually, I've had to change that because I've been not able to get into my data, and I'll talk about that in a second. It's to work on one big project, basically, out of two that I have left in the research. Then in my business, we're setting up for our autumn term, which starts at the end of September. So these 3 months, I've been doing a lot of setup for that. It's basically setting up for the entire year, so it does require a lot of setup, especially because we've been moving a lot of things from old school measures to more digital, more up-to-date stuff, and so there's a lot more setup this year than there might be in future years, and that's a big project. In terms of my brand, it's to work on an ebook for PhD students, and in terms of health and well-being, it was to be exercising regularly, going to my PT sessions, and also starting a daily journaling practice. Also in the business, I had working on the online courses, and I don't know if I'm going to keep that as a goal. I might end up dropping that and just focusing more on the other 4. So those are the main things that I'm working on, and then I did also break them down into some monthly sort of goals, but these are really more to remind myself when I go into my home dashboard what I'm working on. They're basically just meant to be helpful reminders, because once I have my goals set up, I move those into either habits or projects and actions, and I have a whole video talking about my sort of process for creating an action plan for my goals. I'll have that linked. But what I had down for this month was for my PhD to get my final data set. That didn't work out because I lost access to the server where all of my work is for I think 2.5 weeks out of this like 5-week month. That meant that my work was very much derailed. So the other thing I wanted to work on was modeling for a paper, and we did end up getting that done. So I still have a bit more to do on that, but I have managed to get a majority of it done to the point where we will be writing something to submit for next month. What I like to reflect on in this time as well is don't really beat yourself up for what you did or didn't achieve. I suppose what you didn't achieve, like try not to beat yourself up about it, but try and reflect on what are some other things that happened. So if there was anything that got in your way or something you had to endure that was out of your control, you know, if you just got by and got through things, that's also something to be proud of. And I also like to think about if there's anything else that I'm proud of. So for my PhD work, I'm pretty proud of this month's work, despite the fact that I couldn't do a lot of it. I did really good work when I was able to. And I think I did really well with my programming and my graphs this month, and I'm just really happy with the work that I did. So I think it's a win. I will need to make some adjustments now for the future month in terms of this goal. In terms of my brand, I wanted to make 2 searchable YouTube videos, and I believe that I did that. I wanted to be consistent on Instagram, and I haven't been in so long. I've probably not been consistent on Instagram for like 4 or 5 months now, and I really want to get back to that this month. I also have writing my ebook. I don't know if I intended to have it finished this month, but yeah, I definitely won't have it finished. But maybe next month. I think I have a good bit of time to dedicate it to it in the next month, and I have been starting to write it. It's just that it's going to take a good while, I think, to really get everything that I want into it. The other things I'm really happy with what I did in terms of my YouTube, at least this month, was I properly planned out my videos and gave myself a script, which has been helpful for the ebook. But I also spent some extra time editing that I wouldn't usually, and I think my videos have been turning out a lot better, and I'm hoping that putting in that extra time will serve me well in the future. In terms of the business, so I wanted to finish one of our online courses and I didn't get through that, and I also think I just want to put a pause on that for a while because we've got bigger things to do right now, and that's more of a future goal. Unfortunately, as much as I'd like to do it, I just don't think we have the bandwidth for it right now. I think we have to start with our current classes and just continuing to make them stand out before we move on to the online space, which is a bit of a pity, but that's just something that we have to acknowledge. I wanted to fill out the rest of our summer courses. We still have a bit more to go on that, so I won't check that off as done. And I wanted to get our website set up for our autumn courses, which I did, and I'm really proud of myself with that because I did it all by myself. And so I'll absolutely be adding, website design, or I suppose website something, WooCommerce specialist to my resume. So I'm very proud of that, and I think this current next year is going to be pretty crazy. I think we're opening 3 new venues, I suppose, because it's not something that's necessarily in my goals, but I set up a huge Notion dashboard for the drama school, and I'm like really happy with myself for doing that. I've come up with sort of an innovative way of improving our communication across the school, and we've just been really on it with the castings this month and just generally getting back to people quicker. And we've also planned a staff trip down to one of the arts festivals in Ireland. So I'm just really happy with how things are going with the business at the moment. I'm feeling really good, and I'm just feeling really motivated to just keep it up. In terms of personal goals, I wanted to do a big family dinner, and we did that, and that was really good. Wanted to do my daily journaling. Don't think I can cross that off. And I also wanted to do a video a week on my hobbies channel, and again, I can't cross that off. I think maybe one every 2 weeks would be more realistic for the moment. In terms of personal life, what else went well? I got down to Galway for a few days. That was really nice. I got to spend some time with friends this month. I read 9 books, a lot of non-fiction, a lot of learning about burnout, and a lot of books that just happen to be about, regrets and people aiming for things that they don't necessarily really want. And it was just a really interesting reading month. Me and Jack planned a holiday for September, which I'm really excited about. I also got to spend a lot more time with my dog Lola this month. I'm doing pretty good work in my counselling sessions, so I have to be proud of myself for that. And I got to see a play this month, which it's always a good month when I get to see a play. In terms of the health goals then, I wanted to hit 11,000 steps a day, and I did do that. I wanted to get to a hot yoga session and I didn't do that, so I'm going to keep that in for next month. I also wanted to go on 2 hikes. I've had that goal for a couple of months and I still haven't managed to do it, and I don't think I'm going to manage to do it next month, so I think I'm just going to take that off for the moment. But it is something that I'd like to get back to doing at some point. Other things, I suppose, in health, like I have been going to yoga a lot, I just haven't been doing the hot yoga. I went to see a doctor about my feet because I have very flat feet, and I spent €500 at this doctor's appointment to get custom things for my shoes. That's going to help, I hope, otherwise. So that was a bit of a, yeah. I have had one personal training session this week with a really hard hit session. Nearly fainted, was actually really bad, but I'm happy to be doing that again because I know when I've been doing sessions like that before, they did really help me, and I actually did it myself again this morning, giving myself way more time in between things. That's it. I've also been just generally giving myself more time to just enjoy things and relax over the summer, which is something that I don't often get, and I think I need to really cherish that for this last month of summer. And then lastly, I purchased an under the desk treadmill, so that means my general activity will be going up, which I'm really pleased about because I do have to spend a lot of time at my desk, and it'd be nice to be able to move a bit more. Even though I have a standing desk, I think even standing around is like not great. Looking forward to seeing how that works out. The next thing I want to go through is my goals for this next month. So as I mentioned, I do have my 12-week goals, which is a big picture goal, and I have projects and actions that I'm working on, and a lot of these are already in my projects and actions lists. However, these are like little reminders of this is what I want to really focus on this month, so that when I go into my daily dashboard, I can just see these reminders. For my PhD, I want to submit the current paper that we're working on. I want to resubmit our previous paper that got rejected a while ago and I just forgot about a little bit, to be honest. And I want to do some planning and modelling for my next paper, which will be due sometime in October, but I'll be away a lot of September, so I know I need to get started with a lot of the work this month. In terms of the brand, I want to do 2 videos a week on YouTube. I want to be consistent on Instagram, please. Maybe I should just get more specific with that and say, let's be really kind to myself and say post 3 times a week, because being consistent is way too vague. Writing an ebook, I want to get through the majority of it this month because I think it'd be good to have it ready for September. In the business, we want to just finalize our summer courses in terms of bookings. I want to reach a break-even point with our autumn classes bookings so that I know the time that I'm going to be away in September, it's just going to be filling out the classes and not like, oh no, we need to cancel this class because we don't have enough students. I want to clear out all of our houses because a lot of us have been storing things for the last couple of years since the founder passed away, and we're going to be in a position to be renting office space for this next term, and so at least we can clear out some of our houses and stop storing loads of stuff like you can see behind me right now that we don't need to have in our houses. And I want us to just complete all the current projects. So we have about 10 projects to work on in the lead up to the autumn term and just clearing off stuff for the summer. So I just want us to get through all of that. For my personal goals, I want to do my daily journaling. I want to plan my own autumn schedule. I want to sort out my sister's hen party because she's getting married in December and I am the maid of honour, so I need to organise the hen party for sure. I need to get that sorted this month because it's been weighing on my conscience. And I want to get back to driving, so we finally got the car sorted. I need to do some paperwork to get that finalised, and then I can get back to my driving lessons on my new car, which is so exciting. In terms of health, I want to do 11,000 steps a day. I'm going to keep that at this level for the moment. Hot yoga, I would like to do a session just once, just to get back to it. And I want to do some HIIT sessions. And then in terms of financial, I just don't know what's going on with my money at the moment, so I need to do like a money reset. This sort of keeps happening where I end up a little bit out of practice with my budgeting, and I think just having some bigger expenses this month, I just don't really know what's going on, so I need to just do a bit of organisation in my finances. That's it for my monthly goals. Now onto the monthly planning. Typically I have all of my dates that are coming up for the next couple of months in something called a year at a glance, which to me is just the best way to organize the calendar, because I feel like in a normal calendar app you just can't really see the year ahead properly. So this is taken from bullet journaling, and it's something I find so useful, because when I have key dates then I just add them to do that year at a glance, and I can always look in there and just see everything that's coming up. So I just then add them to my own calendar, and anything that I have going on for any days coming up in the next month I add in as well. If I can think of some video ideas for different weeks that would suit, and basically any reminders for the next month. I'm probably going to stick with a pretty similar weekly schedule for this month than I have been the last couple of months, so I don't really need to do any extra planning. I think just having all of my information in the calendar is perfect. So what I do then after I have gone through the goals is I go back to my sort of tasks and actions and projects and just update if there was any that were in my soon for projects. I move them into current, and I also add in any extra tasks based on those goals that I've set. So I need to do a little bit of project planning for the write-up part of this paper, since I have been doing all the modelling and all of the project planning was done for that, but I need to just do some planning for the writing of the paper. That's just sort of what I do. So I'll be following the sort of process that I discussed in that other video that I mentioned, so I'm not going to go through that again in this video, but I hope that you found this video useful. If you're going to be doing your monthly reset, I want to know what goals you have for this next month. If you made it to this point in the video, then you probably might want to subscribe down below, maybe give this video a thumbs up, comment, let me know what's going on in your life, and I'll see you all in the next video.